Fame and money can definitely change people. I remember taking that photo in March 2010 with the guinea pigs we were looking after at a house set. I never wanted to make this video. Still got no choice. It's been slamming me really hard on Tumblr. Mutual friends of mine are going against me. Freelee's just talking a lot of bullshit, a lot of lies, a lot of manipulations going on. I don't have any other option but to just share my side of the story. Freelee's been using Botox since 2013, and I caught her out. She lied to my face. Our relationship definitely changed after that, because I thought, if you're lying about that, what else are you lying about? Let me just turn this computer thing off. Okay, it's better. Back in the Back in the day, Freelee used to get up, no makeup, just easy going, down to earth. And then she started getting more hits on YouTube. I feel partly to blame for this, for pushing Freelee so hard to get on YouTube and getting a channel going and telling her what to wear and focusing a lot on her appearance. Because let's be honest, man, the girls love her physique. They fucking love it. So it becomes a bit of a obsession, unbalanced obsession. A bit of obsession is good, but things can become unbalanced, and that's definitely what happened to our relationship. So Freelee started using Botox in 2013, and she lied to me about it. She lied to my face. I caught her out. I remember her coming back, and she looked a little bit different. Her behaviour was different, and I was like, I couldn't quite pick it up. And then she's hanging around a friend of ours who was, does the Botox. A lot of friends with the Botox, and I don't think people who do Botox are bad people. I just don't think it's healthy to inject that stuff, any of those fillers or whatever, into your face and your brain. I just don't think it's healthy, and I don't think it's necessary either. I'm not against cosmetic surgery, but I'm definitely not a fan of Botox, injecting that stuff into your face. So Freelee was doing it. She lied straight up to my face about it, and I got really defensive about it, and I was like, well, okay, then crease your face, because when you do this, you see that? There's no Botox there, and there's no Botox here, and there's no Botox there. There's no Botox. So you see in Freelee's videos, she doesn't have this crease here or there rarely, or just the face, it looks really shiny and plastic looking in a lot of her recent videos from 2013 onwards. And her mentality just changed so much. She became so critical of how she looked, overly critical. And that definitely affected our relationship. But the fact that she lied to me again and again about the Botox, and then I caught her out by just saying, okay, crease your face up. And then she made a joke of it, said, oh, look, everyone does Botox, but don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone, please don't tell anyone. I said, no, I'm not telling anyone, cause I think it's bad for the movement if people find out, you're on Botox. This is not healthy stuff. And then when Freelee and I broke up recently, I think she got really scared that, the fact that she cheated on me with this Robin guy, did the groundwork for 12 months prior. And for me, that's cheating, inviting someone to stay at your house and lying to me about it. And that is cheating, definitely, in my opinion. That's another video. But so Freelee felt that I was going to just get angry and just slam her. So she quickly did this whole steroid thing, that I was abusive, just to discredit me. And I've got a lot of screenshots. I've got a lot of text messages. I've got a lot of conversations we've had. I've got a lot of receipts. I begged you for the last 4 months. I said, I don't want a war with you. You saw that in Chiang Mai. What about the festival? When she just roasted me in front of everyone and made up all these stories. And I said to her afterwards, I said, what are you doing? I said, if you don't retract what you said and tell the truth tomorrow, I'm going to just come out with this whole Botox thing. And she was like, you wouldn't do that. And I said, man, I don't have any choice. So the next day at the festival with the Q&A, you'll see her, she totally changed the story and she told the truth. You know, did I have used steroids, but I didn't get caught out. I mean, if you look at the video from 2014 December, I did videos about it. You know, it had over 200,000 views. This wasn't a secret, but Freelee made her, she words it, she's one of the best manipulators, with the best manipulator I've ever met in my life. And she manipulated the situation and pretended I've just started doing it and I've got this addiction and all this stuff. But I mean, you look at my physique today, you know, look at it from 5 years ago, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I probably look a little bit older, a bit more haggard, but I'm not a soldier. And my performances definitely are better than they were in 2013 when I set all my records on the bike. So, and it's all steroid free, drug free. But Freelee's taking me out of context, saying I'm abusive, etc. And the truth is, man, she was so abusive to me. She used to hit me a lot. And I was sort of cool with it, but then last year, you know, and I'd hit her back. You know, I think if you're gonna hit like a man, then you gotta get hit back. And I never ever hit Freelee in the face. I never ever used any more force than was needed. I would just push her off, or I'd pin her down and just punch her in the leg really hard and just say, "Fuck, this is not acceptable behaviour. Control your anger." She's just got a really bad temper, man. Ask her brothers. And I guess she sort of saw me as a brother, and you know, we'd have our arguments, and then she'd end up just coming at me. You know, she'd scratch me so hard in my arms, you know, they'd bleed, things like that. So it was definitely an abusive relationship, but I sort of dealt with it because I thought, well, you know, I don't want to be a victim, and it wasn't too bad for me. I didn't enjoy it, I didn't want it, but it wasn't like, you know, it's first world problem pretty much. You know, I've done a lot of martial arts, I've had a lot of, you know, fighting and sparring. I'm used to getting hit, but when you're getting hit by someone you love, don't feel good. And then last year in Chiang Mai, I was sitting in a chair, and Freelee punched me in the head so hard that I fell out of the chair. I was just sort of balanced on it, just sort of sitting on my laptop, and she came over. We had an argument, and I thought she was going to come over and just, you know, just fucking just slap me around or whatever, just, you know, normal shit. And she lined me up, and she punched me square on the side of the head, and I fell out of the chair. And I was just like instantly, I was like, fuck, man, this is over. Like, what the fuck do you used to do? And I was just looking at her. She's like, what? And I said, you just fucking punched me in the head. She goes, I didn't punch you in the head, I hit you in the shoulder. I just slapped you. And I said, I just fell out of my chair, man, and my head's fucking sore. You just punched me in the fucking head. And she started crying and apologised to me. And I'm a pretty forgiving person, so I forgave her, and it was all good. And then, yeah, eventually we broke up. There's a lot of water about that. There's a lot of truth about that. I'm trying to keep this video short. I have to talk for 10 hours. But we decided a mutual breakup in June this year at the festival, because I knew that, you know, Freelee had intentions for someone else, and I don't want to be with someone who's just, you know, not faithful or not into it, who just feels like they're just going for the motions. I'd rather have someone free. So we decided a mutual breakup actually in this room. I said to Freelee, let's just break up, let's keep it private, let's keep it civil, let's stay friends, let's not judge each other. And we're cool with it, you know, and we do talking almost every day, just as friends. Because when you spend that much time with someone, you know, fucking almost 9 years, spent almost every day, you get to know really well. And it may change, man. First world problems, you know. I don't feel like a victim. This is not animal life. It's just a chapter, man. Things happen. But my motivation in this video is just to let people know the truth. And hopefully it can prevent people from staying in abusive relationships or lying, or just, what really hurts, man, is what Freelee's doing now, you know. I was happy just to keep it as friends and go, okay, we're not really compatible anymore, you've changed a lot, etc. But all these lies about the steroids and the abusiveness and the Botox, etc., this all is motivated because Freelee doesn't want people to know she's doing Botox. That's how obsessed she is with her appearance. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. I'll let you see a video from Freelee saying that I wasn't abusive, and you can make your own minds up, man. So sorry to all our fans. I'm sorry to all my fans. Our fans, man. You guys looked up to us so much. I feel like we let you down. I'm so sorry.
Right thing to do, so that's definitely, you know, not a problem at all, but I don't expect him to come. So yeah, don't worry about that. It's not that he doesn't love me any less or anything like that. You know, we know each other very well after 7 years being together. So I just wanted to say that. And also I've seen some comments, some people saying, oh, you know, Harley's a bully, I bet he abuses Freelee and stuff like that. You really think these muscles are being abused? He's not the, like, you don't understand Harley at all if you think he's the abusive type. He's not an abusive type. He's quite a soft guy in person, and you know, our relationship is really unique. You know, we've shared a lot of stuff over the last 7 years. We've kind of grown into our own people together, you know, over the last 7 years. So I've been through a heck of a lot. We know each other very well, and there's no way in hell I would stay in an abusive relationship. Out of there, okay? There's no way in the world that I would be, you know, at this age. In the past, I might have done that, but with the knowledge I have now, the confidence and everything like that, heck no. I'm not being some doormat for someone. So rest assured, I have a backbone. I'm not a doormat, and we actually have a very good union when it comes to that. It's not this whole dominating kind of thing that it may appear like on YouTube, because, you know, Harley likes to cause a bit of controversy. He likes to, you know, make out he's all tough on YouTube, but he's a pretty soft guy. He's probably going to hate me for letting his secrets out. He's a pretty soft guy, but he is real in the way that he is honest and helpful to people, and he's putting himself out there in a particular way to get attention for this movement and to really get people to notice and get people to, you know, step up their game. So that's just what I wanted to say. Just wanted to clear the air on that one. Hopefully that did clear the air. And it's been a good day. So I actually got this top today, which I thought was quite cute. I haven't bought these. I don't buy a lot of new clothes. I don't. But sometimes I will, because when you work out, you got to have some good gear that supports the babies and also, you know, just feels good as well. And quality products can do that, that's for sure. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for today, so don't forget to go fruit yourself or root yourself, and I will see you tomorrow. And if you enjoyed this vlog, if you want me to continue making these vlogs, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon.